Hi everyone, Blugoblin here for a comic review for comics that came out the week of November 16th, 2016. Yeah, I'm way behind. Sue me. No, don't do that. I'm not worth anything. Yeah, got a pretty big stack of books to come to. Bleh, and a partridge in a pear tree. Got a pretty big stack of books to cover. Ugh. I feel like Mick Foley. I'm about to spit my teeth out. All right. So, sit back and relax. Do whatever it is you like to do to relax, as long as it's legal and as long as I don't have to look at it. We're going to start with the indies and then work through the big two. We're going to start with Boundless Comics, and I had to take a certain precaution for this due to a order screw-up. Well, not an order screw-up, a shipment screw-up. Belladonna, number 2. Yeah, there's a reason for this. Needless to say, this is not the cover I ordered. I ordered a regular cover that I knew I could show off on YouTube without getting in trouble. However, Boundless, or the distributor that ships these books to our lovely comic book store here in town, decided to send me the wrong cover. They sent me the wraparound nudie cover. Thanks, Boundless. This is the first time I've actually had to... Well, there's a first time for everything, folks, and this is the first time I've actually had to censor a comic book cover so I can talk about it. Yeah. So far, Belladonna is not shaping up to be that credible of a swashbuckler. In the first issue, she suffered a lot of lacerations and a lot of mortal injuries, and you would think they're not going to kill her off in the first issue. That's not what they did. But they have established that she's got some sort of rapid healing, or some healer that was tending to her wounds was able to heal her up real quick. But he uses his hands a little too much and ends up getting humiliated. Thus, we see him transform into this big beast, and it's just, I mean, this is a good series for anybody who likes, you know, violent and graphic stories that seem a little more realistic. I mean, plunderers and, you know, barbarians. What else do you think they're going to do when they're not fighting and killing or eating or shitting or sleeping? You know, they're going to screw. And, you know, this is, you know, this ain't for kids. This ain't for kids. Unfortunately, I'm starting to sense a little bit of deja vu in this series so far. We're only 2 issues in, literally 2 issues in, and Belladonna finds herself bleeding and collapsing at the end of the issue. Funny, she did that the same thing in the first issue. Let's not go for a hat trick, folks. This issue was alright for what it was. Thankfully, I wasn't charged the extra money for the slip-up in the shipment. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad for what it was. Just hoping that the series picks up as it goes along, because I'm paying a lot of money for this. So, let's shape it up, or I'm going to ship it out. I'll give it a 3.5. For the amount of money I'm paying for it, it needs to get better than this. Alright, let's go on to Joe Books Limited. Disney's Darkwing Duck, number 6. Oh my god, this was awesome. This was campy, cheesy, awesome goodness. And Sparrow, Savani, Little, Hopkins, everybody that worked on this, thank you so much. Thank you. This was a great read. Very funny, very charming, very faithful to the series, very faithful to the characters. This was amazing. Darkwing, Goslin, Launchpad, and Honker are at a Comic-Con, and who better, the antagonist, an old friend of ours from the TV show. The chick with the paintbrush. Yeah. Darkwing's so insulted. You say it's outrage that nobody except for Goslin is dressed up like Darkwing Duck at this Comic-Con. It's just so funny, so humorous, so many winks and nods and jokes to, you know, other famous artwork, whether it be, you know, cheesy stuff from the 40s and 50s to dark and grittiness like the Dark Knight stuff. You know, it's just feel like any bit of tribute you can squeeze into here, it was squeezed into here, and it was done tastefully. It was done very well, and I like the show, the series, the characters even poking fun at themselves when they end up in like a 3-dimensional world, and Darkwing's like, maybe they should do a 3D take on a 3D TV show on Darkwing Duck, and somebody says, oh, that'll never work. Thank you. It won't work. Didn't work for Garfield. It ain't gonna work for Darkwing Duck. But still, great stuff. Love it. Gets an easy 4 out of 5. Let's move on to Marvel with All New Wolverine number 14. This is the next part of Enemy of the State. Tom Taylor still killing it on this title. Loving this. S.H.I.E.L.D. apprehends Wolverine, and one of the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents is just a total dick. I mean, any more hateful and spiteful towards mutants, you might as well just put the word hater on his chest. I mean, good God. I mean, the dude's a first-class prick. She's not resisting. She's willing to go peacefully. And the dude just walks up and just socks her right in the jaw. And I'm like, how fucking stupid are you? She literally just murdered an entire town. And another S.H.I.E.L.D. agent's like, you think it's really such a good idea to piss her off after what she just did to this, literally this entire town? Nick Fury gets in on the act, tries to find out what's going on. He gets a tip about something, and he's like, abort. But Wolverine gets away, not unscathed, you know, but her healing factor does kick in. And she decides the best thing to do is to run off and hide. And where she's running off to, I know this has been out for a while, but I don't want to give everything away. Good stuff, though. I like it. I like the direction it's going. And the more I read this, the more I feel like Laura has truly earned that title of Wolverine. Good stuff. Taylor, still a great job with the writing. And Varela, still great artwork. Love it. Give it a 3.5, close to a 4. All right. The Amazing Spider-Man number 739. Dan Slott and Christos Gage. Oh my God. This is a tie-in to the Clone Conspiracy, and this shows how Spider-Gwen was able to infiltrate herself. She gets help from Kane, from the Scarlet Spider. We learned quite a few things here. We learned that Kane did indeed survive, you know, the whole oh shit, that previous story with the inheritors. Story where all those multiple Spider-Mans were getting eaten up by Morlun and his family and everything. We learned that Kane actually really kind of died, but he was kind of like respawned, you know, all that stuff. Just really, really good stuff. I really dug this. Some classic espionage style storytelling done in here. Not much else to say. It is what it is. This wasn't a horrible book. I mean, this whole entire series is still garbage. It still can be better than what it is, but at least I can say, with all honesty, that this wasn't a bad issue. It's just good compared to how it has been here lately, you know. You know, that's like saying taking a piss feels better than taking a shit. You know, it's not really that charming of a comparison. You know, it's just that. You know, it's just that. 3.5. I'll give it a 3. Let's move on to Black Panther number 8. Man, this continues to be really good. The only thing I will say is that there's a big return in this, and I'm not going to spoil it, even though you probably already, even though there's odds are you know exactly what's going on. But I still don't want to ruin it, because I'm pretty sure there are people who still haven't read this book, and I don't want to ruin it. There is a big return in here, and the whole entire issue was used to build up to that return by the end of the issue, and it was done very well. I loved it. It gets a 4. Let's move on to Jessica Jones number 2. Parental advisory, not for kids. Yeah, they ain't kidding. I mean, there's a lot of excessive swearing in here. This definitely feels like a continuation from the Netflix show and everything. You know, Luke is, you know, still wanting to know where their daughter is and everything like that. And the dude just trashes Jessica's car. You know, and Jessica's like, you know, questioning what she should do with her life. Should she continue to chase down the case that she's on? You know, she's worried about, you know, going back to her office, going to run into people who's going to try and kill her, or give her an intervention, or give her more accusations. You know, because she's still very spiteful. Well, I wouldn't say spiteful. She's still really pissed off that literally almost no one came to her aid when she was sent to prison and everything like that. But we do get to learn what happened to her daughter, and I thought that was okay. But then the ending of the issue, what? This is meant for older readers, and you're gonna bring him? Of all the antagonists you can pull out of your asses, really? Him? Oh, Christ. Whatever. You better, oh my God, you better pull a great story out of your ass, Marvel. You better, because seriously, that is one of the last people I expected to see in a much more mature themed, you know, not sexually mature, but, you know, in a book like this, that is literally one of the last antagonists I expected to pop up. Just, oh man, you better give me something good next issue. I mean, you damn well better. I give it a 3.5. Let's move on to Spider-Man number 9. I still think this should have been called Spectacular Spider-Man or Sensational Spider-Man, or hell, just keep calling it Ultimate Spider-Man. You might as well. I'm going to go ahead and say that. What the hell is up with this cover? This doesn't happen. I'm like, whatever. This does not happen. Venom does not even make an appearance in this issue, so why is he on the cover? That makes no sense. All this basically is events that's leading up to issue 7 of Civil War 2. And oh, trust me, we'll talk about that when we get to it. But it's mostly just much of the supporting cast dealing with what's going on with Miles and where he's at and what he's planning on and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, and Maria Hill's a bitch. 3.5. We're ending Marvel with the Uncanny X-Men Annual number 1. I don't know how many annual number 1s I've been swimming through here lately, and yeah, the first annual, my ass. It's like, how many times can Marvel push the reset button with annuals? It's like, probably going to see another annual number 1 in a few months from this same fucking title. However, despite that, this is easily the best issue of Uncanny X-Men I've read this year. Oh my God, that is saying a lot. After swimming through the shit that is Magneto in the Hellfire Club, and as much as I've had to deal with the fucking Tracer's horrible smut artwork style. This was a breath of fresh air. It's a two-story split. The first story involves the return of Elixir, and man, he's changed. Yowza. Elixir is going to be a mutant that's worth noticing. Do not take this boy lightly. Oh my god, because he'll... I think Elixir can bring a whole new meaning to the word torture. And then the second story involves Domino, and that was really good. She's working up a deal with Sunspot, and she uses it to her advantage, and God bless those luck powers. This was awesome. I really dug this. I just wish Uncanny X-Men could be like this a hell of a lot more often. This was good. This was really good. A sparkling pearl and a pile of shit. I mean, this was good. An easy 4. Let's move on to DC. Moving on to DC with Aquaman number 11. This is the prelude to the Deluge. You know, Arthur's recovering from his fight with the Shaggy Man. Of course he's not dead. I mean, you know, and him and Mara get into a conversation about, you know, whether or not she's worthy of being married to him or something like that. I'm really sick of this tease of breaking them apart, and it's like, you know how I feel about that? That's how I feel about it. It's just more of that, you know, just that deliberate attempts at brainwashing from DC. Said, hey, they're not supposed to be married. You're going to read what we tell you. You don't want them married because we don't want them married. It's just all those little sons of bitches just poking you in the back of the head. Just like, hey, read this. You don't want them to be a couple. And, you know, the rest of the Justice League showing up to check on him, see if he's alright, and then, of course, Arthur and Mira just automatically assume that they're there to arrest them, and it's like, no, it's like, the Justice League has to, you know, go over there and say, hey, look, maybe you're our teammate, but you're still our friend. We want to know if you're alright. It's just that the Justice League doesn't really give off that quality of friendship feeling. You know, it's just like that. But this was a decent issue for what it was. I liked it. I give it a 3.5. Let's move on to Cyborg number 5. Oh boy. The creation of a female cyborg. Enough said. 4 out of 5. Let's keep going. Green Lantern's number 11. This is the next part of the story with the Phantom Lantern. I like this. Humphreys and Roca, they do a good job with this. We're seeing the Phantom Lantern for the first time in action and everything like that. And at first, you know, he's using the power of will to assume the role of a Green Lantern. You know, and at first, he's upholding the superhero duties of a Green Lantern, you know, protecting people. You know, protecting people of the space sectors and all that. He's actually putting it up, and for a short period of time, it's actually holding up. You know, the kid and the animal, you know, the family he saved, it's like they're actually sticking up for him. It's like, no, he's a Green Lantern. He saved my life. Don't arrest him. You know, because Boz and Jessica, they're going to try and retrieve the Phantom Ring from him. You know, and at first he's, you know, it looks like he's shaping up to be a hero hiding behind a facade when he's really an asshole. Sound familiar, brother? But then the wall breaks. And I gotta be honest, I expected the Green Lantern facade from the Phantom Lantern. I expected the facade to last a little bit longer than it did. But I'm fine with them going ahead and breaking the facade right off the bat. I'm fine with it because you still got a lot of story to tell with this guy, and I'm anxious to see where you go with this, especially with that last page. Holy shit. That was nice. This is nice. Gets a 4 out of 5. He-Man, Thundercats, number 2. Buy this book. Buy it. Get this. Get the first issue. Get this issue. Read it. Read it. Read it. Read it! 4.5 out of 5. Seriously, read it! I'm fine. Let's move on. Nightwing number 8. This is a conclusion of the Rise of Raptor. Long story short, Nightwing proves to Raptor the hard way that Batman is indeed the better mentor. Big shock, right? Next thing you'll tell me that pillows are soft and water is wet. Of course Batman's the better mentor. It's Batman. It's written by DC Comics. Of course they're going to love Batman. Of course Batman's good at everything. You know, Batman could draw a perfect circle in an earthquake. Batman could slam a revolving door. It's like DC loves Batman so much, it's basically DC's Chuck fucking Norris. I'm surprised DC doesn't have a web page on their website saying, hey, did you know Batman ate a whole bottle of sleeping pills and he only blinked? Hey, did you know that Batman won a poker game with a 4? You know, it's like, whatever. Don't get me wrong. The issue was good. Great storytelling. The interactions between Richard and Raptor, great stuff. That was good. The stuff with Bruce, yeah. I even like that too. But, yeah, 3.5. Let's move on to Raven number 3 of 6. Mr. Marv Wolfman. Yes, yes, yes. Loved this. This was great. Yeah. I really honestly can't picture anybody else writing this character so well other than Marv Wolfman. I mean, this is one of Marv Wolfman's babies. I mean, Jesus. You know, but Raven's learning more about this mysterious white glow that's consuming everybody. She can't get in it, but she finds a loophole to at least examine it, see what it is, see what it does, what's its purpose, what is its goals. So she uses her empathic powers to inhabit another person so that she can at least see what goes on in there, and I was like, okay, that's what's going on in there. Fair enough. Now what? You know, it's just one of those things. And then, ooh, it's getting good, folks. It's getting really good. I'm anxious to get the next issue. I mean, this is great stuff. I have a feeling this is not going to be one of DC's best sellers of the year. Of course not. But for what it is, you're going to keep getting my money, Mr. Wolfman. That's a promise. This is good. This was good. A 4 out of 5. We're ending this video with, believe it says Superman. Superman. I like that. It's got a good ring to it. Superman number 11. In the Name of the Father. We're continuing the prequel to the upcoming Super Sons title. And in this issue, spoiler alert, it's officially announced by Alfred that they are officially the Super Sons. Robin and Superboy. Oh God, if this storyline is any indication of what Super Sons is going to be like, I'm ready for it. Great stuff. Love this, love-hate relationship between Damian and John. And by love-hate, I mean they love to hate each other. And I've said it before, and god damn it, I'm going to say it again. Damian is no Richard Grayson, but man, is he a dick. Love this stuff. This is good stuff. I'm so anxiously awaiting to see Super Sons. If it's anything like this, I'm on board. Great stuff. An easy 4 out of 5. Well, I want to thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done it already. Go check out Blugoblin X. See my reviews for Survivor Series 2016 and NXT TakeOver Toronto. And be prepared for some brutal honesty. And please don't hate me for it. Always a shout out to my bros, TheMtVernonKid, Deadpoolzilla, and Brandon Hex. You know about the links in the description. Blah, 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 blah. Follow me on Twitter at Blugoblin01. Don't forget Arkham Asylum Studio. Pikachu! Pikachu. Okay. Squirtle. I gotta get out of here before I go nuts. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hail Hydra. I am Groot. I may or may not be wearing pants. I gotta shut up. See y'all later.